Hi guys, welcome to the Graceful Family. It's your girl Grace and YB, and welcome to YB's YouTube channel. Okay, go
Hi
on.
guys, welcome to Employment Wednesday. We're back with another episode of Employment Wednesday. We hope you're still helping other people find jobs, you're still helping other people apply for jobs, and you're still praying for other people to get jobs. So today I'm back with another guest. Guys, I'm trying. I keep trying. You guys don't want to come through to the channel, so I'll just use my friends for now because I can't pay you big people and all of that. So yeah, today I've got a guest. Her name is Grace, so we're going to share her employment journey, her first job and stuff like that, what she currently does now, and what words she has for you guys since you guys are searching for jobs and you're hoping your nieces and relatives and everyone else finds a job. So let's hear it. Number one, what was your first job?
My first job was back when I was in, I think, grade 10 or 11. And it was me working as a waitress. I remember. Yeah,
So-
it was basically vacation work. So that's what I did. Like,
Okay.
The very first time.
Oh my God, we've been friends forever. It was your job the first job. Remember when you? I don't know. You would go at night. There was some company where
Yeah.
you would wear black and white, and
CHI.
then they didn't pay you on time and all of
Got
that
paid
drama.
500 rand after a whole month of working that way, by the way. So yeah.
Yeah, but that being your first job, looking at where you are now, would you say you're glad that you persevered, or you would say that people shouldn't settle? What advice would you give to people that are looking for jobs and, like, they're starting from the bottom? And we live in a world where instant gratification is a thing, where everyone looks at people on Instagram and feel like, okay, I need to be a lawyer right now. What would you advise to those people? Would you say they should start from the bottom, or they should just hope that they're going to be glitz and glam from the beginning?
I actually love how you actually phrase that question. Honestly, because a lot of people actually do not address that. For me personally, based on my experience and how far I have come, I strongly believe and I would recommend that you actually start at the bottom. This is a conversation I always have with a friend of mine, Isetu. And something that she and I were discussing is that a lot of graduates feel like they're so above the bare minimum that they're not willing to settle for anything. But my advice to anybody out there that is actually seeking employment and all of that, no matter what it is that you studied, if you actually do get an opportunity to actually step foot within that in the company, that's that's the beginning for you. I say this because you can find ways to grow based on whatever it is that you have studied towards whatever career path it is that you'd like to find yourself in. So my advice, start from the bottom. If it means you start as the tea lady or whatever the case is, start as long as you're within the company, and then you might find yourself trying to figure out who you're going to shadow when you get in there and try to grow yourself basically. Do not limit yourself to just being that tea girl or that tea lady or that what do they call the man? The securities and all of that stuff. Do not limit yourself to that. My advice to you, start from the bottom, grow from there.
You say a very powerful element of searching for a job. There's anything, like, I think I say this and I pride myself in this a lot. I'm very creative. I'm a creative at heart. And I believe I deserve to be on big stages because I'm very learned, I speak well, I have wisdom to share with the world and stuff like that. But I'll never take for granted the moment where I post a YouTube video and only 10 people view it. I live for those moments because for me, if I can change one person's life, I've done something. I've lived out my purpose, And then you find that some people tell you, like, you're a two-time degree holder, you've got a master's and stuff like that. Don't you feel like that you're supposed to be working in big law firms? And I say, I'd wish that, but if this is a season that God has placed me to be in a smaller firm, which I believe is going to be one of the greatest in the world, this is where I'm supposed to be. So it's very important that you honor every season for what it is, because sometimes really it's not always black and white, because God places us in places where He's going to open doors for us, but in ways that we don't know. How God blesses us is not how we imagine it. Because like you said, you could be a tea lady, but you don't know who you're going to meet, right? So I'd always say, don't take for granted any kind of job that you can do, because there's nothing that's called wasted experience, right? everything we do, it's learning something. You'd realize something. I mentioned this in one of my videos where I said a lot of people in customer service don't have people skills. You know where you get people skills? When you are a tea lady. You get people skills when you are a waitress. You get people skills when you are in retail. But you find that some people want to have these glorified positions. And half the time, those glorified positions are nothing but positions. So it is very important to start somewhere. If you're given an opportunity to clean the store, do that. You don't know who you're going to meet when cleaning the store. You find that the greatest of people in the world started from zero. You find out that the likes of Oprah Winfrey, at some point they were not the Oprah Winfrey we know. They had to work. At some point they were waiters. At some point they were this or that. But we want it easy. People work hard, guys. And sometimes working hard means doing uncomfortable jobs. I've been in retail. I've been a promoter. I've been I've been a lot of things that you can look at me and be like, this one she looks like she's lazy, or she looks like she has it all. But I've learned to master the fact that you need to start somewhere. It might not be where you want to, but you need to start somewhere, because you may never know who you're going to meet, right?
That's with what you're basically saying right now, it takes me back to when I relocated to Cape Town.
Sure.
I basically dropped everything in Gauteng, and I basically came to start over this side. So I remember applying for jobs that I did not even qualify for.
Yeah.
I promise you, I literally cried. I was applied for so many different jobs. But in the process of doing that, I had a couple of recruiters reach out to me actually, and I was very clear on what I wanted, and that was me wanting something in a law firm, because basically we all studied, law. So I was just like straightforward with them. I was like, no, listen, this is what I want. And then regardless of all of that, when they couldn't give me that, I received a call from Candace, one of the recruiters. Sorry about that. The time sometimes. I received a call from Candace, a recruiter from Dante. And what she said to me, she was like, listen, Grace, there's this company in Joburg. It's in real estate. Why don't you just take on this opportunity? I know it's not what you want or what you're looking for, but take it.
Sure.
I've taken people to that company before and we've seen them grow.
Sure.
And mind you, I studied law.
And that's how
but next thing, I find myself in real estate. How am I finding myself big? I do not even have the qualifications or anything like that. But I basically took her advice and I was like, you know what, let's just see. Let's see where I will actually find myself. And I'm at a point whereby I'm basically doing stuff I never studied. I have joined the finance department now as a creditor's clerk and all of that stuff. But this is not me. This is not what I studied. But I'm actually enjoying it. I've got to learn more about utilities and billing and all of that. And I'm just like, wait, imagine. Imagine if I basically just limited myself to working for a firm because I studied law and all of that stuff. I never would have gotten that opportunity. Now, the experience that I have, I know I do have experience in legal. Now I have finance in property and real estate, and I have experience in billing and finance all together. So that's going to open more doors for me. I could find myself in commercial law, and if I want to, I could actually decide to go and shadow within the legal department, of which I've had talks about it, but I'm actually just trying to find my feet in finance at this point. But guys, let's not limit ourselves to our qualifications. If you get an opportunity, go for it.
True. Yeah, I think that's a very powerful element that a lot of graduates neglect, because you need to be mindful. Don't degrade yourself to a degree. Don't let it get to your head, because you find a lot of people, oh no, now I'm a law degree holder, oh no, I'm from the noble profession and stuff like that, and then you don't want to take on other jobs. You don't want to grow, because that's another thing. You actually grow in discomfort. If you are cuffed, in terms of Pastor Michael Todd's words, if you are cuffed to comfort, you will never grow. You will never be successful, because for you to be successful, you need to understand that discomfort brings growth. Discomfort makes you a better person. It moves you from one level to another. So let's go into your career right now. Like you said, you never anticipated that you would be into real estate and stuff like that, right? And then I heard you talk about a recruiter. How did you find this recruiter? Was it on LinkedIn? How did you get in contact with this person? Did you have an agency and stuff like that?
So it's basically this thing of I go on Google and I search for jobs. I go on Indeed because I actually focus more on Indeed, and I think it was PNet or P
So
something.
Indeed
whatever.
is not a scam.
It's not a scam.
Like,
Trust
guys,
me,
okay,
because the
now
recruiter
I'm-
actually found me on Indeed.
Really, guys, for the longest of times, I never applied for Indeed jobs because I thought there was some scam or something like that. I didn't think it was legit because sometimes you see the way you apply, it's like too simple. So for me, it felt like, it couldn't be so real. It's too good to be true. Okay, so it's a real thing. Okay.
It's a real thing. The only thing is with Indeed, you just need to be careful in terms of commission-based jobs. You find a lot of those things,
Okay.
Of which you could try out for the sake of experience.
Sure.
Trying to have something that you put on your CV. But Indeed is definitely not a scam, and the recruiters actually found me through Indeed.
Oh, okay, that's nice, guys. Have your Indeed profile set up. I don't remember how it works, but have your profile set up. The same way I always preach, LinkedIn is a good place for you to get a job, to meet other recruiters, and don't sleep on getting agents to help you get a job, actually. So did you have to pay that recruiter, or they just contacted you and...
They just basically contacted me. So with such recruiters, basically the company is the one that pays them, because the company goes to the agent and they tell them what they're looking for.
Oh, okay, that's very interesting. And then, okay, I know you're a case of grace. I mean, your name is Grace. Like, grace locates you everywhere, which is why you get qualified in places whereby you don't have a degree, because God qualifies the unqualified. But under normal circumstances, if a person wanted to go into real estate, what would they look at studying? What would be the procedure, if you know?
So, real estate, a lot of people study property studies.
Oh,
right?
okay. So is there a degree called property studies?
Yes, there are people that study property studies, but then you could find yourself in different departments.
Sure. Okay.
You could find yourself studying engineering and all of that stuff, because it all takes you back to the construction bit of it, to the finance bit of it, to the legal bit of it. There are different departments in it.
Okay.
So you can't just go because it's real estate, I do not qualify for that.
Oh,
there
okay.
are other departments that you might find yourself in. You just need to know where you're looking. And another thing is, one thing about knowing people and networking and all of that stuff, it opens doors for you.
Sure.
One thing my CFO actually mentioned, our CFO, not mine. You get what I mean.
Sure.
Our CFO mentioned to me was that, Grace, a lot of people, at the end of the day, it's about the people you know.
Sure,
It's
that's
about
very true.
the context, it's about the connections and all of that.
True.
I was fortunate because the recruiter actually reached out to me.
Yes.
But in normal circumstances, it's about who you know.
Yes, who you sell yourself
exactly. So do not limit yourself. Talk to people, speak
guys.
to people,
Network. Sure.
Networking is very important.
Yeah, I was saying in another video that it's important that you guys, I don't know how many times I'll say this, but attend webinars, attend workshops, attend, I don't know, work functions at other people's companies, and speak. Stay away from your phone, stay away from Instagram, stay away from Twitter. Speak to people when you're at functions, because you don't know what door will open, you don't know what opportunity they may present to you.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about something very uncomfortable, because people here, they must know. Not you guys, this is not my friend's salary, ne? But I just wanted to give an estimate that if you're in real estate, how much are you likely to make?
So it really depends on the department you're in. And then, what I've noticed, I remember when I first started there, about a year ago. So when I first started, I was basically on the entry level. But guys, if you do a great job, and your COOs and your CFOs and your CEOs or whatever actually pick up on it, your salary will go up. I literally got an increase 3 times
within a year.
Within a year.
Oh, that's nice.
I promise you.
Okay.
And that's when you do a really good job,
Okay.
And I've been promised, obviously, that it's going to go up. And all of that
Tell me what the
stuff.
numbers. Give us the figure, entry
what-
level figure.
Let me just say, with just like for instance, the receptionist at work. With her, I think she earns about 12K.
That's
So,
nice.
Yeah, and she's just like entry level and all of that stuff. So you basically dealing with around those figures when you start off, but you can find yourself in the 20Ks and all of
20K.
that. Yeah.
So
like
would say
when you
on
start off.
average you can start from 15,000 rand
Yeah.
to your 25, 30. Okay, that's a very good salary
Yeah.
actually, especially if you can manage your money.
Yeah.
And then okay guys, so yeah, also like you said that you don't need specific qualifications. You can do property studies, but also even if you're from any other field, you can try it out. If you see a post and you're interested and you're willing to learn and you're curious and stuff like that, you can actually give it a shot. Because I think also these days people don't care a damn, sorry about the language, about our qualifications. They want to know what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
Also, here's another interesting part that could be said for other people. Other people want to know what connections you bring into the company. Because if you don't bring...
Trust me, that's like when you're dealing with a public company, because our company is actually public
Sure.
and it's on the JSE and all of this stuff. You need to understand that your board of directors and all of that stuff are people that will bring in something for you.
Sure.
So if it's someone from ESCOM, you know that this person will bring in such opportunities. If
Sure.
it's someone from Standard Bank or whatever, you know this is what they bring into the table. So even you, what is it that you are bringing to the table
Sure,
when you
sure.
decide to join the company?
True.
So that's how you sell yourself when you actually join a company, and a company that is part of the JC and all of that stuff, because it's about trying to get people to buy shares in the company and stocks and all of that stuff. So ask yourself that question: if I'm not networking at this point, what am I going to bring to the table?
Sure.
For the company, what am I going to do that different, that someone else or the next party or whoever that it is that I'm competing with isn't doing.
Sure.
So that's something to really consider.
I think your connections are very powerful too. Like we have established that, especially in the South Africa that we live in. There's something very powerful and remarkable that Nompumelelo Dwaba says. She says that when you approach people, it shouldn't be what you're asking for. You should tell them what you're going to offer them.
Yeah.
Usually people are interested and keen on knowing more about you if they know what you can give them. So as opposed to saying, give me a job, you sit down and say, hey, I can bring you this client within 6 months, or I can give you this amount, get done this amount of work, or I can work under pressure, or this is what I've done, and this is what I can do better in terms of your company structure, whatever the case may be. But sell yourself and offer somebody something. Don't come to the table empty-handed and expect a plate, And then I want you to tell me about a typical day in the office. Like, what time do you start work? What time do you end work? And like, what is it that you really do? Because when I'm thinking real estate, I'm seeing houses. Like, I'm seeing paperwork. Like, I can't fathom. What is it that you guys really do?
So a typical day in my life is me waking up at 5 a.m., pray, take a quick shower, go pick up the girls, drive to the office, sit in traffic for basically an hour. So your day really starts early. And then get to the office by 8 o'clock. When you get to the office, make coffee with the girls, and we basically just catch up, with everyone else, whoever is in the office, and then you basically go check your emails, start catching up on work, and saying what needs to be paid, who needs to be paid, and basically invoicing. There's a lot of invoicing.
So in
around.
the finance department, you do a lot of invoicing and a lot of billing.
And paying. In terms of the billing part of it, which is property management, there I deal with the utilities basically. The monthly utilities, what needs to be paid, who needs to be paid. Because if you do not do that, just know whatever warehouse that you guys are running will not have electricity. So you need to make sure that you are on top of your game and make sure that everything is in order. You need to call the city to check what's happening and all of that stuff. So there's just so much that happens, and there's so little time in the day to actually do that. So once you're basically done with that, and then your day's over.
So do you guys work overtime? Like I know with attorneys, we don't have working hours. A lot of people say 9 to 5, but really it doesn't exist in a legal fraternity.
Let me tell you one thing about me, and something that I always preach to people. It's not me trying to be a bad influence or anything like that. But you need to understand that you have a life outside of work.
Sure.
You know? And this thing of trying to like work overtime and working overtime, are you getting paid for that?
That's important.
You know?
Yeah.
You're not getting paid to do that. You know? Should you lose your leg or should you get involved in an accident, you die, you get replaced the same day.
Sure.
You know, so why am I taking up all my time that I could be spending with family, putting it towards all my work?
Sure,
You know,
I hear you.
I can still do my level best with the
Within
time,
the time that you're given, right?
Within that allocated time. So that's what I do.
So it's
the
important
moment
to
it
manage your
hits
time.
5,
You're out.
I'm out. I'm out the door. I do not play that game.
Okay.
You
So
know,
basically,
yeah.
your day starts from 8 o'clock until 5
Until
p.m.
5 p.m.
Okay, that's very good. Do you guys work on weekends?
No.
Okay, you're never required to work on
No.
weekends. Okay, that's interesting. So before we close this video, if you guys have any questions for her, you can leave them on the comment section, and then she'll be able to answer whenever she gets time. What are 5 important things you've learned through your job that you think another job seeker at this point in time will be able to use and they'll be to their advantage?
So for me, I would say focus, determination.
Sure.
You definitely need to be goal driven.
Sure.
That's something that I've picked up on. That's how I found myself in finance and billing. Because if it wasn't for that, I never would have been. Because we've seen in most cases when there's a post or a job opening or whatever, you're not considered because you do not show that level of determination or focus, or you're not goal orientated or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I mentioned being focused, goal orientated, and determination.
Yes.
And perseverance. Did I mention that?
No, you haven't.
Okay, but yeah, for me, I don't even have like a bunch of things, but I'd go like just focus on that and know who you are as a person and what you'd like for yourself. I've had to live through poverty before, and I know what that feels like, and I do not want that for myself. That's why I grind. I grind and I push. So just keep pushing, guys.
And I think from what I'm picking, it's let your scars be the push that you need. Don't allow your scars or your circumstances or your traumas to make you back down. Let them push you. Like she said, it's when you know poverty, you don't want to go back there, and you do everything you can to stop yourself from going back there. So, and also from what I'm picking, she believes in the notion of doing bare minimum but doing it extremely well, and then also not working too hard but working smart, and also more than anything prioritizing what is important to you at that particular time, and also not losing yourself within a job, because it happens a lot in the corporate spaces where a lot of people lose themselves within their jobs. You find that a person has no identity whatsoever without their job. They've lost friends, they've lost loved ones trying to impress one person, and that one person can easily replace them simply because they pay them a salary and stuff like that. So it's important knowing yourself, and guys, don't limit yourself. You heard, guys, there's money by real estate, and you can easily get promoted. You don't wait for years. Like with us attorneys, you must wait 3 years to be senior associate, you must wait 4 years to be director. Like you must just keep waiting. But I'm realizing with you guys, there is an amount of cap. If you work hard within a month and they feel like you deserve to move one level up, they move you one level up. So without any further ado, what do you want to say to a person searching for a job as we close this video?
Do not limit yourself. Just keep applying. Whether you qualify or not. Like personally, I've noticed that. I've experienced it in all of that. Just keep applying. You never know where your CV might end up or who it might end up with.
Sure.
So take advantage of that, because in the process of actually applying, it might end up in a recruiter's hands. And then they might actually like find something for you along those lines, because they get paid to find candidates.
Yeah, just keep going, never stop. We know we live in a country where unemployment is very high, but don't let that stop you. Don't let that deter you. Just keep on pushing. I love you guys. God bless you. Don't forget to be light. Don't forget to be kindness. Don't forget to be love. And don't forget to pray for another person. And don't forget to share those job posts, okay? Mwah!